Hello there, my soldiers. Today we're gonna be ranking the Clone Wars seasons. So yeah, should be entertaining. It's everyone's favorite Star Wars program, and if you like Rebels, screw you. No jokes, but you know what? Seriously, screw you. Anyway, I'm gonna rank all the seasons, starting with season 1. Now, season 1 of Clone Wars is very childish, and you can feel that in the first episodes. Let me just start by saying the episodes I did like. Rookies is always a good one. Um, episode 16, I can't remember the name of it. And the Ryloth arc, and also the Hostage Crisis, are very good episodes. But the rest of it was all kind of crap. I kind of like Lair of Grievous, but it just feels very. The animation isn't as good, and season 1, I don't know how to put it. Just the storytelling isn't as great. It's not as harsh and as realistic as other wars. Battle tactics in the Clone Wars has never been the most realistic, but in this one they're just ridiculous. Very unlikely to work. General Grievous is made a mockery of. Ahsoka should be dead. But since this is season 1 Grievous, she isn't. People have told me that it actually makes sense for her to survive, and I replied with that with a massive middle finger. Jokes, sort of. But yeah, this. There's fart jokes in this. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. With season 1, it felt like they were just figuring it out, and that's why it's really number 1. So moving on. Next up, we have season 3. And also, may I just say, I've just realised I can now edit more, as this app has apparently been updated. Someone came up about snippets, and now it's very exciting. Let me put it that way. So, season 3, it's more, season 3 is more going back to 22 BBY, and really more towards the end of the season is the end of 21 BBY. It's less action and more politics and talking, which is fine, but it's not all exciting. Now, with season 1, there was an issue I didn't mention where the episodes felt very quick. Especially Trespass, that felt like it needed to be a longer arc. It felt very rushed, because there's a lot to squeeze into that 20-minute runtime. With this, some of them just feel a little just too long. I can't name any off the top of my head, but maybe that politics episode, just a bit too long. But enjoyable. I mean, only Clone Wars can make politics enjoyable. What else do we have? ARC Troopers, Clone Cadets. Originally, the finale I wasn't too high on. Now I actually quite enjoy it. This season, I don't know, this one just feels pretty forgettable. I don't really know how people can put it above season 2. But that might be because I really like season 2, and you'll see its placing later. So, why do you guys watch my stuff? I have no idea what I'm doing. But overall, it's a fine season. It's the average. which is good. These are the only 2 seasons I wouldn't say are great. The next 5, they're all great in one area or another. I enjoy going back to Domino Squad in this season, so overall it was fun. Also the Mortis arc felt really long. That's also an issue, but yeah, moving on. Next, we have Season 6 at number 5. Season 6 was the original finale to Clone Wars, and the first arc and last arc, or at least the first episode of the last arc, I really enjoyed. The one with Clovis, it was fine. The one with Jar Jar and Mace Windu, really weird. Not really a fan. I liked some of it, not all of it. It just, I don't know, it felt really strange. And I know the Clone Wars series has always been really strange, like with the Mortis arc, but that just, I don't know. I don't know why you throw Jar Jar into a last season. Make him at least a good character. I mean, that's almost impossible with what you've been given, but still. Don't waste 2 episodes on Jar Jar. Please. Never again. We missed out on the Crystal Crisis arc. I really wanted to see that arc. Anyway, getting off topic. Already a minute into this part. With Fives is a great arc, and it explains Order 66. Because let's be honest, after seeing Clone Wars, I don't really think, say, Commander Cody would just turn on his general like that. I don't really think that's what was going to happen. After they did have a good friendship and clones have been seen to disobey orders. I think if you just had the movies without the Clone Wars, that would still make sense. But since we have the Clone Wars, it makes sense with the chips. The Lost Ones, episode 10, that was a lot of fun. And this one really, the final arc really just goes into the Count Dooku and Yoda relationship, which I actually really liked. And also seeing Qui-Gon. Of course, he also appeared in Mortis, actually voiced by Liam Neeson, which is pretty damn impressive for a show on Cartoon Network. But at this point it was on Netflix, but still, on Mortis, it's still very impressive. Seeing Embo in Clovis arc was pretty fun. Clovis arc, it was fine, but Jar Jar arc, I have no idea what they were really thinking. So yeah, number 5. This might annoy some people for me putting Season 4 lower than Season 2, but fuck you. I know I'm not very funny, but still. Fuck you. Anyway, Clone Wars Season 4 brought back Darth Maul. Great choice. The only thing that hurts me is to know that General Grievous wasn't the last prequels villain still alive, which, kind of made me sad, as I love General Grievous. General Grievous kind of a badass in this season, but not really, as he doesn't really appear. What else? This one's kind of hard for me to... For some reason, at the start of this arc, I wasn't really feeling it. I don't mind the Mon Cala battle, but for some reason, I just wasn't enjoying it at all, really. But it started to pick back up again. One episode I don't like is with Lux and Ahsoka. I like the Death Watch side of that. I don't like the relationship between Lux and Ahsoka. And then also in Season 3, that was also my issue. I'm just not a fan. It's not very good, I'm sorry. But moving on to another arc. Umbara, of course, it's always a great one. For some reason, I remember watching that when I was younger, and it was amazing. I remember seeing the Clones Town, the Jedi. I loved it. But now that I'm older, I don't know why I don't love it as much. Maybe because my expectations were just really, really bloody high. That it didn't. I wouldn't say it disappointed me, but it didn't surpass my expectations. Bounty from episode 20 is a very underrated episode, and overall this one didn't have many bad episodes. Mostly enjoyable episodes. Shadow Warriors. Actually, wait, General Grievous is not a badass at all. He gets beaten by Gungans, which is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I saw some people in the comments of a video about that, saying, wow, Gungans are the best. They're actually brave warriors. They're still Gungans, okay? They're still related to Jar Jar Binks. Same species. And they beat General Grievous. I mean, Filoni, what were you thinking? George, what were you thinking? But anyway, moving on. Next is season 2 at number 3, and I know a lot of people don't like this season and think it's only really a minor improvement from the first one, but I really enjoyed it. I don't know why, I just did. It was a lot of fun. The second Battle of Geonosis, the Zillo Beast, and what else is there? What else can I say? Second Battle of Geonosis, Zillo Beast, even the Senate Spy, episode 4, I think. That was a really good one. I don't really have much to say on this season, just a season I really like, with a lot of episodes I really, really enjoy. Not really many that I hate. Of course, there are some, but for the most part, we're good. For me, season 7 and season 1 are basically, no, not season 1, season 2 are really close, but season 7 just inches out every time. Now, may I just say, Rafa and Trace are the worst characters in Clone Wars, possibly. There may be some worse, but at the moment I can't think of any. Not the worst characters in Star Wars. So Jar Jar, Rose Tico, Rey, they're bad. But they're just so bloody annoying, especially Trace. The Bad Bad Shark I actually really like. I've actually made a video on how you can fix this arc. It's a really bad one, but it exists. But I do really like the Bad Batch arc, and it makes sense why they've included it, because of the new Bad Batch series coming out in 2021. And the final arc is just amazing. Like, in the final arc, they include stuff they didn't have to, but they did, like the Battle of Yavana, Obi-Wan saving Cody. That they didn't need to include that. And people at school bully me for well, they don't bully me, but they always mention my favourite clone, Cody. I love him, okay? I love him. And of course, Bo-Katan, love her. The final arc, it's just, it is brilliant. It's great, with references to character, almost every character, well, not almost every character ever, but so many characters appear in this arc. You have General Grievous, who looks absolutely amazing. Let's be honest, we all love that appearance. Who else? You have just Plo Koon, Bar Kara, Ki-Adi-Mundi, Aayla Secura, Yoda appearing for a short while. It's a really great arc. Just this season's been let down by the middle half. But let's get to number 1. And number 1, my favourite season is Clone Wars Season 5. It's great. D-Squad, not the greatest, but But that Maul arc is brilliant. The Ahsoka walks away arc, well, leaves the Jedi Order. That's great. I do have my issues with it, but for the most part, it's great. The first episode starts off with the death of a Jedi. Hondo, we love seeing him back. General Grievous actually being cool for once. He breaks a clone's neck. I love it. And also, on Thor, if you watch Thor Skywalker, you can look at the video about D Squad, and my comment actually got, actually won the vote. I voted for Second Battle of Geonosis and got the most likes, so that's gonna be next arc he features, which I thought was pretty cool. But overall, I know that was very unrelated, but overall this season is amazing. If you want to watch any season of Clone Wars, I highly suggest this one. So soldiers, I hope you did enjoy this video. This video was over 15 minutes. So take that as you will. And I'll see you next time. Bye, I guess.